Dubai police received more than 14,000 phone calls on New Year's Eve. That is a crazy number. Can you guys imagine that the Dubai police has received of a total of 14,148 phone calls during the recent New Year's Eve celebrations. Now, these calls were logged over a 12-hour period from 6 p.m. on December 31st until 6 a.m. on January 1st. It's like two different timelines at this point.
I just hope everyone is okay, because the last thing you want to be doing, and the scariest thing I'd ever imagine have to do, is to call an emergency hotline. But that's what 14,000 of you were doing on New Year's Eve, calling 999, which is the emergency hotline. But they did want to highlight that for emergency numbers, use 999. For other calls that you want to get in touch with authorities, use 901. That can handle the rest. As Colonel Mohammed Abdullah Al Maheri, Director of the Command and Control Centre, commended the efforts of the staff for their professional and timely response to all inquiries, and acknowledged the support of the public, and reminded the public to dial 999 for actual emergencies and to use 901 for non-emergency cases or general inquiries. And we can just assume, although we should not assume, that 14,000 of those calls, I guess some were emergencies, some were not.
Yeah, that's
so they're
true.
saying this is the number that we dealt with. Well done to the team for handling it so efficiently. However, please be aware, if you have a non-emergency related call, it's 901, and that will get you directly through to the authorities, as well as 999.
Yeah, as well, by the way, thinking like about this specific news post is that it's like two different timelines. Can you imagine like calling it like 2023 and it's like they come at like 2024? Imagine the joke that they're going to be making at this point. Yeah,
I wonder,
because,
if they're
like,
busy on New Year's Eve taking the calls.
Yeah, and like
Have you ever had to call an emergency number?
I mean, I've had to call the police because like I had like a lot of scam people, and even like email. The other, like, once I had an email of like, oh, we have special pictures of you. It's like, what do you mean special pictures
What?
of me? Literally, they don't have anything. And I was like thinking at that point, I remember telling my mom.
I'm sorry, what did they say?
Literally, they sent me an email that, listen, I have all of these things, and if you don't send me, and they didn't send me like actual pictures. I don't have even pictures of that. But like, why would they send me such a thing? And I've told my mom, and I was laughing about it because I know that it's a scam. They're like, oh, if you don't send me $100,000, you will, I will disclose your pictures everywhere. And it's like, disclose them, bro. What pictures are you talking about? And then I had to call the police, and the police were like, oh, yeah, it's.
Did it feel like a bot or a targeted scam?
No, it's a scam.
Like, so like actual people behind. So it was a bot?
Yeah, it was. And because when I called the police were like, oh, we've received a lot of phone calls regarding that. And not only that, actually, I had to call the police once. I wanted to sell my dress because, like, I had a very expensive dress, and I wanted to sell it on Dubai. And I had like, I don't know, a guy texted me the next morning. He's like, oh, I want to buy the dress. I'm like, why would a guy want to buy the dress? You know, that was like kind of like eerie to me. I was like kind of like confused for a second. But I'm like, you know, maybe he has like a business to
treating
resell.
His friend. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know, because he told me that he has like, this shop of like buying used expensive dresses. And I'm like, okay, that seems valid. But what was like there were a lot of question marks. One of the question marks were he replied immediately. I posted it at night, and he replied the next morning, and I wake up at 7 a.m. It's like,
there were red flags.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, okay, Allah, fine. Let's see what's all of this about. And I ignored. I'm like, you know what? Let me go with the flow. If maybe he's real, maybe he's not. Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm delusional. And yeah, because at some point you gaslight yourself into thinking that maybe you're actually the crazy person. Maybe you're just being like very, like, oh, he's gonna hurt me. This is gonna, you know, I'm like,
but you wanted to sell the dress.
Exactly, I wanted to. And then he's like, okay, you know what? I live all the way in Abu Dhabi, so I'm gonna send you a link. So
that old chestnut.
And he sent me the link. I opened the link. And I did Google before I opened the link. I did Google, is this even a thing? And Google was like, yes. I'm like, okay, fine. And I opened the link. I filled in all of my details. And then towards like the end, they wanted my bank details. And I was like, why? that's not even possible. However, I did put my bank details.
No,
but
that
actually, no. But don't
put your bank details.
The story does not end there, Casey. So guys, Casey's probably thinking like, oh my god, this girl is like.
It's just the time-honored scam.
Yeah.
I'm in Abu Dhabi. Let me send a Kareem box. Here's the bank link, the payment for the Kareem box.
Yeah, but it does not end there. And then it's like I put my bank details, and I was like, thank God I was on my phone. So I was on my phone, and I received like like this like OTP message that I will need to give it to him so he can so thank God I did not get like at the website like let's say like a place to fill up the OTP. So when I got the OTP, he was like going crazy. Of like, oh, send me the OTP, send me the OTP, just send me the OTP, send me the OTP. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, bro, chill. I didn't even get it yet. Chill. And then a second later, I get that someone has been trying to have a lot of money taken out of my bank account.
Non-sophisticated scammer.
Literally. And I immediately called the police and they're like, oh, can we have his number? I'm like, yeah, sure. But his number was actually not UAE number.
I feel like we digress, but what's so interesting is the only purpose I've ever had to call police in the UAE has been scams.
Okay.
But like there's never been, because we're in such a safe nation.
Yeah.
So it's just quite interesting. And also like I know my mum has been through stuff, but it's always like those pesky scam relators. So Marla, the story?
I mean, honestly, it's amazing. Moral of the story is if you feel like there's a red flag, there's a red flag. I'm never gonna be giving my bank details again.
Don't give your bank details.
And if there is a red flag, guys, trust your instincts. Trust your intuition.
Trust your instincts. Thanks, Ali. It was for comedic effect. We got a notification from Ali saying we're wearing neck mics. We're aware. We put them on.